Hi, it's Linda. I haven't seen you in a while. I should say you haven't seen me in a while. I think we're all kind of been shut in a lot lately with this COVID virus, and I've been doing very well, staying in good health. During this time, I really couldn't get to the store as much because I'm over 60 and I kind of have a compromised immune system, so I have to be a little careful. So I ordered a lot of food. My food I would just order, and I'm just now starting to actually go out to the stores and feel a little more safe. So I finally decided to do a video, and one other reason why I haven't done one is because I used this time to be productive so I wouldn't eat and gain weight, which I haven't gained any weight. I'm still almost 80 pounds down on WW. It will be 2 years next week. Yay! Anyway, eating healthy is what I'm getting back to. During this time that I was off from doing videos, I renovated our 14-year-old travel trailer and completely redone it. If any of you have seen me on the YouTube, you'll see some of the renovations. I actually posted on there so you can see what I've been doing. But completely redid it from top to bottom. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's just like a little B&B away from home. So that's what I did. I hope you were productive and life is good. Okay, here's the recipe that I'm going to do for our dinner tonight. And this one here, of course, it's a healthy, WW friendly, only 5 WW points per serving, and that's on the blue, the green, and the purple. I am trying to find out what the points are on the purple and the green plans. Since I do the blue, I get a lot of questions from all of you. How many points are purple, and how many points are green? So I was able to figure out how to do it, and my sister helped too because she's on the purple on WW, so she confirmed that my points were correct. So anyway, what I'm going to make is a stuffed, well, it's a mozzarella and spinach stuffed pork chops, and it's the lean, whether the lean pork chops, but the center cut. And so I wanted to do something different because I know I do so much chicken, but that's because of WW. Chicken and turkey, chicken breasts and turkey breasts are 0 points, where pork is 4. Or 3, I think, for this one here. So I try to do more, but instead we'll do this, and then we're going to have cauliflower rice for our side and a bunch of steamed vegetables, so I can have the extra points with some pork. I thought you might enjoy a pork recipe for a change. So the ingredients, I'm going to go over this real quick with you, and then I'm going to put it together. I've got some fresh spinach. If you don't like spinach, you don't have to put this in the stuffing. I've got some panko breadcrumbs. I've got garlic powder, onion powder, little salt and pepper. I've got these light mozzarella string cheese that's going to go in the middle. Some smoked paprika. If you don't have smoked paprika, you can use any other kind. I just learned about this a few months ago and I love it. I found it at the store, so it's great. And some Italian seasoning, and then an egg for the egg wash. And then, of course, I've got 4 center cut pork chop loins that are extra lean. I'm going to pound them in a minute, and I'll do a little fast forward so you can see what I'm going to do, because you need to pound them really thin, even though these are thin cut, which is very important. But I'm going to pound them thinner so I can be able to roll the cheese and the spinach up in the middle. So let's get started. Okay, the next step. By the way, okay, here's what they look like when they're all flattened. The first one I was doing, which I showed in a fast forward, this is a meat tenderizer. I love this. My mom used to have one. If you don't have one of these are a must-have in your kitchen. Anyway, I was using the flat part, and because recipes I read said to pound it, and it was, kind of getting it flat, but not really. So the next one, I took it and I used the meat tenderizer side. It has these little, spots here in it. Anyway, it flattened it a lot faster because you want to get this pretty flat so we can roll up the cheese and the spinach in it. If you don't have one of these, you can use a rolling pin and beat it with a rolling pin and roll it, but it's just a lot of work, but that's okay. Get some calories in that way and burn some calories that way, I mean. Okay, so the next step, I'm going to take all of the pork chop loins, lightly salt and pepper them, and then I'm going to put a piece of string cheese in the middle and a little bit of the spinach. And I will fast forward through this part so you can see it, and I'll be right back. Forgot to say one more thing. Wash your hands. We all know that, but wash your hands all the time, especially when you're handling pork or chicken or whatever. I can't use tongs all the time. I'm an Okie. We always use our hands, but wash your hands. Before I start to roll them up, I'm going to go ahead and mix up the breadcrumb mixture and the egg wash. So once I roll them up, then I'll be able to, wash these with a little bit of egg wash, and then dip them in the panko crumbs with all the seasoning, and then put them on the air fryer trays. I am making these, baking them in my Instant Pot air fryer oven, which I love, which you guys know if you watch any of my videos. You can use an oven too, but there's only 4 of these, so it should be pretty easy just to use it. Plus, the thing of the air fryer oven is it makes things crispy, like if you would have fried it, and give that crunch to it. But you can also bake this in the oven, and the recipe that I will be posting on my website will have directions on how to bake it, or what the temperature is and the cooking time if you use the oven, as well as an air fryer oven. If you don't have an Instant Pot air fryer oven, or the air fryer oven I used to have, can't think what the name is, power air fryer oven or something, I think you can use any air fryer, the basket, and you'll just want to lightly spray it. One thing I like about the Instant Pot air fryer oven, they have square trays that are so amazing. And then I buy these, I shouldn't have done that, but trying to get this loose, parchment paper with holes in it to go on it, because you need to have the holes for the air to circulate. That's part of the air fryer cooking. And you can get these on Amazon. I think they're for bamboo steamers. They come in the rounds, which I used to get when I had a different air fryer, but now that I have the squares, I found them in the square. And I will post a link at the end of my video to where you can purchase these if you're interested. So moving right along, I'm going to go ahead and put one on each one. Get them all ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and make the breadcrumbs. And let me move my chops out of the way for a second. And on the breadcrumbs, I should put my glasses on so I'm going to tell you the wrong amount. But on the breadcrumbs, we're going to use a half of a cup. I should have got all my stuff out of here first. Let me get all of my little goodies. I'll be right back. Okay, so for the breading, I'm going to use this pan because it's a little longer, this little storage dish. And I did it clear so you can kind of see it. But I'm going to put a half a cup of the panko breadcrumbs. I find out they crunch up better than regular breadcrumbs, and they have the same points, if not less, I think. And so I'm really hooked on the panko ones. So you want to put a half a cup in your bowl, and then all of the spices here. Let me put this away just a second. Okay, I have a half a cup of the panko breadcrumbs in here. Now I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of all the spices. So, which makes it really easy. Just get your little half spoon out, and I'm going to put a half a spoon of the Italian seasoning, a half a spoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Like I said, if you don't have the smoke, just use regular, but this really gives it a yummy little punch to it. A half a teaspoon of just regular table salt, and a half a teaspoon or less of black pepper, depending upon how much you like. And you just take a spoon, you just mix all of this together, because now I'm going to make the egg wash, and then this will be all ready after I dip the pork chops in the egg wash. Then I'm going to dip it in here and put it on the air fryer trays. So to make the egg wash, got a bowl here. I'm going to take 1 egg. Most of you, I think, know how to do egg wash. It says just beat an egg, but I always add a little bit of water. So I've got about 1/8 of a cup. I'm going to mix this all together, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the egg wash already. Kind of got everything lined up in order. Got my trays, lined them with a little bit of the parchment paper. I'm going to spray just a tiny bit, a spritz of olive oil on them. Help them stick on there. My hands are clean. I'm going to take one of the pounded sirloin, center cut pork chop loin. Put one piece of light string cheese. Make sure you scan them because I always scan everything. So whatever's in my recipe is because I found the lowest points, and it's all about eating healthy but not overdoing it. So one piece of the light mozzarella string cheese. I kind of had, gave a little bit of an estimate on the spinach. I'm just going to take some spinach leaves. Let me see if you can see this or not. Maybe I'll try to zoom in a little bit while I roll this up, and we'll see how this goes. I hope you know when I do these, this is the first time I'm doing them. So you're learning this along with me. Sometimes it's the very end, so make sure you always stay to the very end. I may correct a couple things. Like I might say, well, it took longer to make it this way, and you need to bake it this long. So this is all new to me, and I've tweaked a couple recipes to make this something that I would like. I hope you like it too. Okay, let me try to see if I can zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to try to zoom in, not too much, a little bit here. I'm the only person doing all of this, so let me kind of zoom in on this. Okay, so now I'm going to take the spinach. You can see this. Scoot the stuff out a little bit. And the mozzarella cheese. If you can roll it up on the sides first, so you don't end up losing all the cheese when this cooks. So kind of take it and roll it up real tight. Kind of squeeze the spinach into it as you roll it. Then as soon as you get it rolled up, see, this isn't bad because I really pounded this down good. I'm going to take a toothpick and stick through it. Then I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to do 3 more. I got my head chopped off. Let me see here. Let me get this back here. Okay, I've got this set aside. It turned out pretty good, the first one. I'm going to do the next 3, and then I'll be back and show you how to put the egg wash and the coating, the breadcrumbs on top of it. Here we go. Okay, I have all 4 of them rolled up. You want to have quite a few toothpicks on hand because you want to make sure you seal them all the way up, otherwise the cheese is going to melt right out. Might still melt out a little bit's okay. One thing I did learn, there was a couple of them I didn't pound quite as much as the other, so it was really hard to pull around it. So I repounded one of them. So pound them out really good. If not, then take your toothpick, and when you push it through, kind of pull the skin all around the pork chop all around the mozzarella stick. Okay, all 4 are ready now to get bathed in some egg wash. So here's the egg wash. It's an egg with just a little bit of water. And I'm going to just do the first one, and then I'll fast forward as I do the rest. So you can't really fit this one all the way in this one here, so just take it, take a little brush, egg wash it, then dip it into the crumbs and kind of roll it into the crumbs. Have a little spoon here like I did here because it's kind of hard to get around those little toothpicks there. You don't need a heavy coating on this. If you're doing like fried chicken or something, usually you'll put it back in the egg wash and then put it again. But I just have enough crumbs just probably to go for all 4, and that's how many points I've already figured. You just need a little bit for a crunch on the top. And so here's the first one. You can see it or not. Looks pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and do the next and fast forward through. Okay, I have all 4 ready. I'm going to talk a little loud because I've got my air fryer oven preheating. I want to preheat it to 350 degrees. And if you're doing it in the oven, you're going to heat it to 400. So So 350, it's going to go in for 10 minutes, 5 minutes on each side. So I'm going to put it in for 5 minutes, take them out, turn them over, and then I'm going to spritz them right now with a little bit of olive oil on top. And then when I take them out after 5 minutes, I'll turn them over and kind of turn them around. I'll spritz it again, and then they should be done. It only takes 10 to 12 minutes if you use the air fryer oven. If you use regular oven, it's going to take like 10 to 22 minutes. And at 400, you're going to heat your whole house up. But you know, you can do it. No problem. Really? Okay. Okay, while the pork chops are cooking, I'm going to try to talk loud because I don't want to turn my air fryer off. But I'm going to make a side of steamed vegetables. This is 0 points for all of this. I buy these at Albertsons for $5 and they're already cut up. You got bell peppers, carrots, onions, mushrooms, some zucchini, some snap peas, celery. It's got like everything in it. So I'm filling this basket like half full. Got my dynamic duo going on here in the kitchen, which is my Instant Pot pressure cooker. I don't get any money for saying all this, I just love this stuff. Instant Pot pressure cooker. I put it on saute at first. That kind of gets your steam going and heats it up real fast. Then I can put my vegetables right in here. I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to stop it. Let me get this on. I can look at it this direction here. It's always real tricky if you don't get it lined up just right. Second, let me get it on. Good thing I stopped it. I wanted to put some garlic salt. So kind of cook, sprinkle a little garlic salt and a little bit of pepper. And I have some rosemary and garlic spice here. I'm going to put like half a teaspoon or 1 teaspoon all over it, so that'll steam all in. Now I'll go ahead and try to put the lid on. Let me see if I can do it now. Not make a whole bunch of noise. If I do, I'm just going to stop it because I hate to make a bunch of noise for you guys. It's kind of tricky. Just a second. Okay, trying to do it in reverse is why it's hard. It's not hard to do. It's just doing it backwards when you're filming. Okay, so I had it on saute just to get the unit all hot. And it started steaming, so I want to stop it. I want to go to steam, and I'm going to go steam it for 1 minute. So this is pretty cool. While this is cooking, I'm going to have the vegetables steaming. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. So now I took the pork chops out, the rolled up pork chops, and they're already starting to brown. So now I'm going to turn them over. I'm going to grab my little toothpicks, I think, or you can use tongs. Lightly turn them over so they can get browned on all sides. So you want to make sure it's all cooked. You don't want to eat any raw pork. So they're cooking up really good and it's getting crispy. Now I'm going to spray the tops with a little bit of olive oil spritz. This little thing is so cool. I get these from Amazon too, like everything. If you want to know how to get them, I can post the link on it for this. There's not that much money. Just a little bit on there. Now they're going to go back in the air fryer for around 5 more minutes or 6 to make sure they're done. And then it's ready, and then the vegetables should be done. So what's so cool about this, I've got this cooking, steaming the vegetables. I've got the air fryer oven cooking the pork. And so during this 5 minutes, I can clean up real quick and get our dishes ready. Okay, it's been 6 more minutes, and internal thermometer that I put in the pork chops is going off. It shows it's at 165 internal degrees, and that's what you want to get it to make sure your pork is done. That's the only reason I'm letting this run, so you can hear what it sounds like, and so it's all ready. Okay, they're finished. I'm going to let them set a little bit before we slice into them so the cheese doesn't all melt out. So I'm going to put them on a plate. And this is my thermometer that I use. It's pretty cool. And you can just stick it in your chicken, your pork, your steak, whatever you're using, and set the temperature. And I even close the door. You can close the door in your oven or your air fryer oven. And when it reaches the temperature you're set, like I set for 165, it'll do that beeping sound that you just heard. And it let me know that the pork is done. So this is cool. Okay, they're all done. I'm going to get ready to serve our plates. I made some cauliflower rice. This one here by Green Giant says it's cauliflower rice with sweet potatoes. It sounded really good. Usually cauliflower rice is 0 points. This is 1 point for a cup, which is nothing. So I'm getting that for a change, and I like the color. And then steamed vegetables in my Instant Pot. Pull them out here. Really cool. This is important to get one of these two little trivets so you don't burn your fingers on it. And so this is after 1 minute. They're all done. I'm going to dish those all out and cut open the pork chops so we can see how they turned out. And then we get to finally eat. Okay, this turned out really good. And so I'm going to go ahead and dish up our plates. Of course, you can find this recipe on my website at amusinghealthyrecipe.com, and that's amusinghealthyrecipe.com. And you'll find all my YouTube videos on there as well. And every YouTube video, I have the printable recipe in a PDF form on my website. All this is on the front page. So this is what we're having for dinner. I'm just dishing it all up. We can have all of this. The vegetables, like I say, are 0 points. The pork is 5, and this is 1. So this is 6 points. So if you're really hungry and you want another one and you've got extra points, you can have another one with this. But if you load up on a lot of vegetables, and like the cauliflower rice and stuff, having a smaller portion works just fine, which is what it's all about. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. It only took really about 12 minutes, 6 minutes on each side in the Power Air Fryer oven, and crisped up really good. If you like a sauce on it, you can make yourself a sauce, but you got to add in the extra points. One of the things I'm going to do is I stocked up on these before from Weight Watchers. I don't need money for this, just giving you tips. This one is their holiday sauce. You take the little packets out, and each packet is only 1 point. You just take the top off and put it in the microwave for 10 seconds, and then you just squirt it like right on top. You can even put it on your vegetables and stuff if you like, and then you can have a sauce on it for only 1 point. Just a little tip if you're close to a WW where you can buy stuff. Otherwise, I think you can get these still online. I just have some from when I used to work there, actually, and I bought them, but I like them. I hope you enjoy and you have a wonderful evening. I will be doing a dessert recipe tomorrow, kind of getting back in my groove. I've got over 80 videos now. It hasn't even been a year since I started doing this, and I just really enjoy it. I hope it's a blessing to you. It's a blessing to me when I read all your comments, and knowing that we're all taking care of ourselves and getting healthier, and especially through these hard times. I hope you have much joy and happiness, and God bless each one of you. Bye-bye. See you on my next video.